everybody. Welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. Today in the studio, I have Zachariah and Jonathan from the Camp Counselors podcast. They are hilarious content creators, podcasters, and my new best friends. We're all going to go on a cruise together, and maybe we'll make it an Off the Vine and Camp Counselors podcast, and then the campers and the vinos can all come together, and we can just drink Spade and Sparrows and be merry. We talk about brown recluse spiders, how we both have an incident with one. Jonathan got attacked by a raccoon. We talk about their upcoming tour for comedy and their podcast. So enjoy my conversation with Zachariah and Jonathan. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here.
I'm excited. You guys are obviously podcast naturals.
Well, thank you. It's been a delight. I feel like we've had a mini podcast before this podcast, so we're all warmed up and ready to go.
We're lubed up. I mean, we're supposed to have some Spade and Sparrows rosé. I f***ed up, but we're still lubed up.
Yeah.
In a different. It's early though.
It is.
I was so impressed that you guys said you would drink rosé if I had it here. I was like, oh shit, okay, my kind of people.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
We're always down to drink. This is like a little embarrassing about us. We do like unironically love a cruise, and
You do?
I think we like it because the drinking starts so early. Like I like that energy. I'm like,
do too.
Maybe
I do
we
too.
don't like cruises. Maybe we just like to have a little something with breakfast. I don't know.
Tell me what else you like about a cruise.
The camaraderie at bingo, the competitive word searches, which is a thing.
Come on. What cruise line are you going on?
Royal Caribbean. We're loyal to
you
the
have,
Royal.
like-
Loyal to the royal.
Oh my gosh.
Jonathan did a brand deal with them, and then they sent us on a cruise as a part of like the payment or whatever. And then we went on it. We were like, wait, we actually love it. I like the constant run of food. I like that there's always something going on.
Yeah.
Everyone's drunk and having like a silly time.
A very silly time.
Yeah.
But did you feel like there were people your age? Did you find friends?
Yeah, well, I feel like we became quick friends with like the older people. We had
That'd be
one
me.
Miss Wanda. We met her
Yeah.
because
Wanda?
And Buttons.
And Buttons, her
Buttons.
daughter Buttons. You wouldn't believe this, but it was 9 a.m. and I was drinking a strawberry daiquiri, and I had my headphones in because I like to listen to jazz music when I'm reading.
Oh my gosh, same. Wait, I do too.
really?
Yes, I listen to jazz music while I read.
Do you have ADHD?
Yes. Big
Okay,
time. Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
So that's what helps me like focus and.
I don't even remember what we were just talking about.
So
Oh, yeah,
Miss Wanda.
Oh, yeah.
So it's early in the morning and I'm drinking my strawberry daiquiri and I had my headphones in, so I didn't realize that I was slurping through the straw so loud.
no.
So she like hit me on the shoulder. She's like, "What are you slurping on? Like you are being so disruptive." And I was like, "I'm so sorry, a strawberry daiquiri." So she got up and left and came back with another one for me and one for her. And then we all became
fast
the
friends
four
for
of us.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, it was a mother-daughter like duo, and then it was us, and we just hung out the entire cruise. And of course, we're friends on Instagram now, and like
Yeah.
we'll check in with each
Can
other.
I see them?
This is the daughter Buttons.
I'm obsessed. Is this the mother-daughter?
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
cruise.
I
That
love
was we were there that
them.
time. Yeah.
That was a cruise?
Yeah.
was the cruise.
We did a family
Wait.
photo night.
And look, they're like best friends.
Wait, but there might be trouble in paradise because I think they unfollowed each other.
No,
No.
I'm invested.
I know. I don't
Wait,
know what
not me
happened.
airing this out.
Well, nobody knows who it is. Oh, we'll bleep out.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. I feel like there's got to be a bunch. But oh yeah, did you see? This is the one of us with.
Oh, yeah.
With
Miss W.
Can you like believe this? Like we will do
We
anything
met.
for the bit. We'll
We
just
met
like, go
like
along
4 days
with it.
before that.
We're like, yeah, we'll take
Mommy's babies is the caption. Mommy's babies.
Yeah, so that's why we love cruises.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're gonna meet.
I
We
mean,
just- we have the best
truly.
time.
That would be who I would end up hanging out with too.
Yeah.
I wonder if you were slurping next to me, I would have throat chopped you because I have misophonia and I can't handle that sound of
Okay.
slurping.
Understandable. See, and I wouldn't normally do it, but I have my
Yeah,
headphones in.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Give me a pass, please.
You have a pass for me, but
thank you.
but just don't do it in my presence. I just can't get down with the cruise. I'm too scared of. I have a really severe fear of vomit, and I feel like if one person got sick on a cruise, we're all going down, and everyone's going to be puking, and that scares me.
That's
Plus,
a
I just
valid
don't
fear.
like a lot of people. Like crowds give me anxiety.
Yeah, and I get why people don't like cruises. It just could never be me. And I know that it's like corny
But I
and
love-
dumb, but it's like we like to just like I don't know.
I love that you love a cruise. I want to be the person to love a cruise. I just don't. And I've
get
never
it.
been on one. I used to audition all the time to try and be a dancer on a cruise ship. I made it to the end one time of this audition for Princess Cruise Lines, and then I never got a call, and I I still feel sad about it. So maybe I'm just
I'm
bitter
sorry.
at the cruise lines for not picking me.
Yeah, let's dig into that a little bit deeper. I feel
I
like this
don't
is a
want to.
therapy session.
I have therapy tonight at 6 after like 5 podcasts. I'm going to be like I don't know how I'm going to do it. But, oh my God. Okay, well, maybe I just need to cruise with you guys.
Okay, hey, we're down.
When's
Let's
your
do
next
it.
cruise? When are we going?
Usually around February.
Yeah, we like a winter cruise.
A winter cruise. Oh,
Yeah.
winter cruise. Where do you go?
Usually the Caribbean.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because if it's cold here,
Loyal
we
to the
won't.
Royal.
Loyal to
Yeah,
the Royal.
that's
Exactly.
right.
In the namesake.
Oh, fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay, maybe I just need to. I just had an idea. Maybe we do a podcast cruise. I mean, I've always thought about doing that because I think that would be hilarious. But like, we get like a bunch of fun podcasts together, and we'll do a different show every night. And I'll finally be a dance. I'll come out in like this show outfit and
Yeah.
like dance and be like,
On the
look, I
mezzanine.
did it.
Oh my God, wait, that'd be so fun.
Okay. Well, now I'm excited.
Wait, that is a great idea.
It is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll dive into that later.
Okay.
Okay. So you literally do everything together. You've been together for 4 years. You create content together. You podcast together. You live together. You work together. You everything. Does that? I couldn't.
I'll let you speak on those because I want to hear what you have to say.
I think it works out. I think we're each other's. Obviously, we like love each other,
Yeah.
and we've been boyfriends for 4 years. But I think we're also each other's best friends.
Yeah.
So I think we enjoy living this life together.
Yeah.
And I think we both had very normal jobs before the pandemic, and then content took over. And I think we're very grateful for it. So we're
Yeah.
just hitting the ground running every day at
That's
100 miles
fair.
an hour.
I have a question. So what were you doing before the pandemic?
I was working at a Catholic university.
A Catholic
I was-
university?
Yes, I had been let go of my job before that, so it was like a panic jump on whatever needs like a videographer
Yeah.
and an editor
Oh, okay.
I did video editing, so that's what I was doing.
You're leaving out a really important detail for the audience here, and is that your boss was a nun in
Yes.
full garb.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was very
Sister, if you will.
Sister.
I
Oh my
would be
gosh,
like,
did you call her sister?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey sis, and she'd be like, don't call me that. I'll pray for you, and she did, and here I am. So thanks, sis, wherever you are.
Oh my God, she prayed for you to get whatever you wanted in life to make you happy, and now you're creating content with your boyfriend.
Okay, like if that's what we want to
sweet.
go with, that is sweet.
That is, I pray for haters every night.
Mm.
I say, give them everything that they want and more.
You're a
Get
sister
well
at this
soon.
point.
I am Sister Nun Mary, whatever her name. What is her name? Oh, you can't say it.
I know
Just
I
sis.
can, but yeah, we'll call her sis.
Yeah, we're gonna call her
Hey,
sis.
sis.
Mother Teresa. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then what did you do?
I was a server, like a waiter forever. I went to school for like marketing. I worked at like nonprofits, but right before I was back waiting tables and bartending.
Do you ever like go back and get anxiety sitting in a restaurant and just like feel for all the bartenders and servers? Because I do that. I'm like, oh God, they're either having a really good night or a bad night, and I feel like you can tell, and I just want to help them and like get up and
Yeah.
do maintenance for them.
I'm constantly thinking about it. Like we'll be at a restaurant and
Yeah.
like the bill will come back and it'd be insane. I'll be like, well, this server's gonna make like $7.50, or like we'll go here and I'll be like, yeah, they're understaffed, or like they need to wipe that. Like I'm constantly thinking about it.
Same.
But I loved it. I
You
really
did?
enjoyed working
Oh, so
in
you
restaurants.
didn't do it long enough where you were corrupted and jaded.
I did it for 8 years.
Oh,
I will
and you
say
I did.
the area that he's from, like in the New Bedford, Massachusetts area, all of the restaurants that are around there, like everybody knows everybody.
Oh.
Everybody like kind of restaurant hops and enjoys like spending their days off at either their restaurant or somebody
Yeah.
else's. It was very bizarre for me to jump into because I'm not from an area that. Well, I also wasn't in the restaurant
Right.
biz,
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's so interesting because you really do love it.
You know what it is? I think I was always quitting these jobs I got my like degree in because I hated having a boss. And
Yeah,
I think when you're
yeah.
a server, you're kind of your own boss.
Yeah,
I'll give
that's
away the
true.
shift, whatever. So it's
Yeah.
like I was more in control of it.
That's a
Oh,
really
that's a
good
good
point. I did it for 11 years.
Okay, yeah, okay, you know.
I was really good at it and I did love it, but the last few years I was such a passive aggressive bitch. Like somebody would be like, "Can I have ketchup for my steak?" And I'd be like, "Ugh, do you want me to cut it up for you too and like feed it to you like you child?" Like I was so mean.
Did you say that to someone? No. Oh, I was like, wait, that's crazy.
That's what I would think in my head though, but
Yeah.
I would like make them feel silly. Like I'd be like, okay, ketchup for your steak.
Yeah, or you just make that face like,
You were done.
okay.
You
I'd
were
be like,
done.
that's really offensive to the chef, but okay. If you need ketchup for your, I don't know. I just turned bitter. Like, I just wasn't, and now I have the server nightmares still to this day. It's a whole thing. Okay, so how did you guys meet?
A Cinderella story.
Yeah, Instagram.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah, right before the pandemic.
It was before the pandemic. It was before both of us were doing content creation full time.
Oh, like, did you have mutual friends?
No, this is crazy because we always want to hear when we tell the story. I'm always like, are you either one side or the other? So you want to explain?
Okay,
that?
so when I'm on Instagram, I always go to my Explore page.
Yeah.
Do you use your Explore page at all?
I hate my Explore page. I'm like, why? What did I do to you, Explore page?
See,
Why
just,
are you
like-
showing me this?
It's so overstimulating
It
that I'm
is.
just like, I need more of it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
So I don't know how, but one of his birthday photo posts came up on my thing, and it was like, it truly was before all of like the following. So I don't know why you got pushed to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I clicked it and I double tapped. I was like, oh, he's cute. So I double tapped, but at the top it said location Massachusetts. I was in Philadelphia at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, never gonna happen. So I
Yeah.
kept scrolling. Then like 20 minutes later, I have a DM that's a little aggressive.
Oh,
That's like, how are you gonna like my picture and not message me? How are you gonna like my picture?
Because
Not
like,
follow
what's the
me?
point? Like, don't go through my page and like all my pictures and not message.
He was pressed.
And I was like, like this was just like I was a normal person. I didn't have like a phone. You know what I mean? So it was very obvious that you were just like
Right.
creeping on my page and not messaging me. I'm like, are you into it or not? Like, don't play this game.
oh, I like that.
and I played the
Straightforward.
game and it
Yeah.
worked.
What
I
was your
like,
game?
Well, I was just acting uninterested. I wouldn't
Liking
follow
all
him.
the photos but not following, or that is you acting uninterested.
Yeah. I guess like long story short, we just did like long distance for a while, and then we moved into New York together. Like almost, we're on our third year here together. We've been living together, but yeah.
And did you have this idea, like, let's create content and come up with these skits and like try and go viral, or were you like what? How did this happen?
Well, the content creation wise,
Yeah.
like he was doing we were doing stuff separately. So he was doing that all completely on his own before we really started dating.
Yeah, I think our content's always been very separate in that sense, where we like he'll help me film my videos, but I think we do our own thing video wise. I think when we moved to New York, the idea was to do something together, and that's when we created our podcast, Camp Counselors,
Okay.
which is like our
and,
joint thing together.
and this was after you moved in together.
Yeah.
Yes.
That summer.
Really shortly after though, because we moved in July and then we started that August in 2022.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How fun. Okay, and it works because you were saying outside that you're both very different. Tell me how.
I think from an audience perspective, I think I'm much more like aggressive and like, I don't know, like boisterous. And I think
Yeah.
he's much more chill and like level headed. And I think that offsets the podcast from a comedy standpoint. But I think our relationship, I think we both know each other and when to not push buttons and when to step away. Like there's plenty of times
nice.
where we're like fighting before the show
Yeah.
and we do have to shelf it because
Yeah.
we're on a
Hey,
schedule.
everybody.
Yeah.
But that's like
yeah.
life, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think we're both business oriented in that sense where it's like, okay, well,
We know how each other
Yeah,
operate.
compartmentalize.
But
Otherwise-
does that help? Because it probably forget the problem after maybe sometimes, or no.
well, the problem is never that
Sometimes.
serious.
It really
Oh.
isn't.
It's always a problem of communication because the way that I say things is just I grew and you can't blame it where you grow up, but I grew up in an area where it's
I
like,
do all the time.
You just say things and it's like that's how I meant it and it was blunt and I didn't mean it rude, but
Yeah.
that's how
it comes out.
like
rude.
my message is correct. The way I delivered it was
Poor.
Incorrect.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like
That's
yeah.
me.
yeah, and I think but we don't ever fight about really fundamentally.
No, because I
Terrible
feel like
things.
we're on the same page with
You're
like
lying.
mostly everything.
You're lying.
No, we really are, but definitely different in the sense of like where it's almost like good cop, bad cop in some situations.
Which one am I?
You be the judge,
He is the
audience.
bad cop.
No, not bad cop, but more intense. Like
Yeah.
what we were kind of briefly talking about is
Yeah.
that we had people stealing packages. Our neighbors thought that it was us. And we installed a Ring doorbell and found out that it was the woman who was like taking care of the building
Was
that we
stealing
live
from
in
you.
was stealing our packages. She stole a box of my cat food. My cat is still hungry to this very day. No.
And you were like, "It's okay, Queen."
Yeah, I was like, so I was pissed about it. I showed you and you were fuming. Like,
Yeah.
obviously we
I
both
would.
were. But on top of her stealing our packages, a lot of our neighbors thought that we were the ones who were stealing things, and I don't know why. But
why?
You
give off the steely vibe?
We came home from a trip with a decoy empty Amazon package in front of our door, written on marker saying "Stop stealing" on all sides of the packages.
Yeah, people were leaving things at our doorstep, so it was very much like.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Because there's no proof, because we've never stolen a package. So it's
we
like
weren't even in town. We
what
were in
a bold claim.
Massachusetts. So all that to say,
Talk about passive aggressive.
oh, I know. So I was like, we need the Ring doorbell now because you're never doing that to me again.
That's like my first roommate left a sticky note on the floor and said, "Why are these shoes right here?" And I was like, "Why is there a piece of garbage by the shoes now?" So I just left an extra sticky note that said, "Why is there a piece of garbage here?"
Oh, did you write your name? You write your initials on the eggs, like each egg in the fridge too.
I didn't, but he did.
Oh my God.
Oh, I've had some awful roommate stories, but go on with. I was going to interrupt you, but
No, we'll circle back to that because I want to hear about that.
Oh yeah, we can circle back.
But so I went outside when she ended up coming. Right when I found out that she was the one, she actually came later that day. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to say something.
And?
I'm going to say something.
And what was your
And then
version
I
of
walk
saying
out
something?
and I'm like, hey, how was your weekend? And I was like, why am I being nice to this woman who like clearly stole from me? And I was like, did you see my package? And she was like, I saw a package and I put it behind the shrub. I was like, oh, that's crazy that you did that because I don't see it. And I went inside and he starts screaming through the window. He's like, you stole her package.
I didn't scream. I yelled at a
raised
level
my
that she
voice.
could hear.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, we know that you stole the package. We have it on camera. And all of a sudden, she knocks on the window and she's like, I haven't seen the package, but I will keep an eye out. I'm like, now she's like doubling back. I'm like, you
And
heard.
she stole our keys to our gate. So I'm like, she could come in at any time.
It's just,
Oh my
I
God,
think.
change your locks. Also, why would she take the package and hide it behind a shrub in the first place?
She was saying that she did it so no one else would steal it. So she was saying, I hid it for your sake, but she was the one who took it. I watched her put it in her trunk.
You need to ask her if she has a cat. Because,
I
you
should've.
don't know. She didn't know that she stole cat food.
She didn't know
until
she stole cat food. It was heavy. So she was probably like,
How
this is
boring.
like a robot or something good. I don't know.
A robot.
Something that's going for
I would, yeah.
fine.
I remember I stole once in my whole life, and it was from a like 7-Eleven. It was like I miscounted my 5-cent gummy candies, and I felt still to this day I'm like,
Sits
like-
with you.
and I was so scared that he was going to comment, but I just wanted to see if I could get away with it,
Yeah, and you did.
and I did. But then you think that would like create a monster because I'd be like, well, what else can I get away with? But I really just felt guilty for like years about it.
Yeah, you got it out of your system.
Yeah.
So like you're all good.
Yeah. Okay, and then so you're just a little more like to the point, and you're like, let's dance around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really
Okay.
sweet way of
Yeah.
saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, picture this. It's a chilly fall evening and the air is crisp outside and you've got your favorite show on at the fireplace, maybe sipping a warm tea. You're just snuggled up in bed. It's one of those perfect moments that just feels right. Well, I didn't think it could get any better until I got my hands on Boll & Branch sheets. It's a game changer. These signature sheets are made with 100% organic cotton, and let me tell you, you can legit feel the difference. They're buttery soft, breathable, and the best part is they actually get softer with every wash. I didn't think that was possible. It is. It's like I'm sleeping on a cloud every single night, and the quality it's just there. It's just there. I love how cozy they make my bed without ever feeling too heavy or hot. And honestly, I've never slept better. So if you're looking to refresh your fall bed setup, these are a must. And Boll & Branch is loved by millions of sleepers for a reason. Start getting your best sleep this fall with Boll & Branch. Enjoy 20% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with promo code VINE20. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com. Promo code VINE20 for 20% off and free shipping. Limited time only. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Okay, my favorite topic. Let's talk skincare. Small, simple changes in your routine can make a really big difference. And a lot of people have found their secret weapon, which is Dime Beauty. I've been using a few of their products for quite a while now. And let me tell you, I'm obsessed. Dime Beauty is this amazing mix of high-end skincare that's actually affordable and it works. And the best part is they didn't cut corners just to make it clean. So every ingredient is 100% transparent. So you know exactly what you're putting on your skin. Zero surprises. And I know most people want to keep things simple simple. So you can start with Dime's Works collection. It's got everything you need in one powerful package. So a gentle cleanser, a toner, 2 incredible serums, 2 luxurious moisturizers, no more stressing about a 10-step routine. Dime has got you covered. And their retinol alternative, I talk about it all the time, the TBT cream, and it's finally back in stock and you need it. It has all the anti-aging benefits without the peeling or redness. And with over 2 million happy customers and 5-star reviews, if you haven't tried Dime yet, what you waiting for? Love your skin again? Go to dimebeautyco.com to unlock your discount. That's dimebeautyco.com. Dime Beauty, clean, affordable, luxurious skincare.
I also think about essentially you're together, but you're roommates at the same time.
Yeah.
But I always wonder what kind of roommate people think I was, because I had 4 people in a 1-bedroom apartment when I first moved to Vancouver. And you always think you're not the problem. Like, I never think I'm the problem, especially in like a living situation, because I'm clean and I'm a good communicator and I feel like I like did my dishes. So I always wonder, but this one roommate I had was like, he would check for any water spots on dishes that I like, if I didn't dry it properly before putting it away, and like leave me notes being like, all right, it's your turn to clean the fridge out. And I'm like, I don't want to clean the fridge out.
Oh my
not
God.
even that
That
messy.
sounds miserable.
Yeah, it was
Not the
terrible.
water spots.
Yeah, it was really bad. But what is your like pet peeve about the other person while living together? Are you both clean?
Yeah, I feel like we're both clean. I feel
Oh my
like
God, you guys are just like couple goals over here. We don't really find. We don't really have any.
Well, I'm
pet
trying to figure out
peeves.
what you do that I find annoying. I think the thing is, I like living in New York. I always want to be out doing something, at least going on walks, and I think that's where we always fight. It's like you're very much work oriented, glued to the computer, like want to stay home, and I just want to be like dancing around the city 24/7.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. That's where like sometimes, but I would love to do that. But also, I edit our podcast, and we do 2 episodes a week, so it's like a lot
a
of
big job.
And I know that it's easy for me to get up and then go and do a walk that ends up being like a 3-hour walk with like a drink at lunch, and then I come home and then I set myself back.
Yeah.
That later, like, you're fine making your content and sitting on the couch and chilling, and then I'm like scrambling to catch up.
How do you come up with creative stuff all the time? I just did an Instagram post about this where I'm like, I see everybody doing so much on Instagram, and I'm like, I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Hey, that was funny. Why didn't I think about that? But then I scroll and I'm like, well, they got it from that person, and then that person got it from this person, and then like,
Yeah.
like, where's the original content? But
It's
people
nowhere.
are so creative these days, and it really is. I think people don't understand how much of a commitment it is to put together these like kinds of videos and this kind of content every day. So how do you
Yeah.
get your creative juices flowing all the time?
His are more juicier than mine.
Oh, your juices
Like,
just be
how do
flowing
you
at
get
all
your
times?
juices?
I'm just a juicy girl over here.
That's a juicy girl summer.
It's a juicy girl summer now. Move her, brat. No, I think it's just like I just like love doing characters and wigs, and I think that was what we were talking about before. If you put a wig on, the whole vibe just changes.
Yeah.
I think if you're feeling uncreative, grab a wig.
Oh.
See what just comes up. It'll bubble up like a juicy girl would.
Oh my God, he changes.
I'm going to get a wig after this.
You should.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to. You just like all of a sudden the wig is on and you are a different person.
I think
Yeah.
it's like all the years in retail and like restaurants and like even being out and hearing conversations that inspires these like little moments that I turn into like, and they're just, for me, they're most like a minute 30. That's not that long. Think about
Yeah.
what our podcast is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like just kind of doing that.
What are people going to get if they listen to the podcast?
A lot of silly, goofy stuff.
Okay.
So it's essentially like we never went to like a full summer camp, but decided that we should have a summer camp themed podcast.
Yeah.
It's like a fictional camp, right? And our listeners are the campers, and it's like,
And you're the counselors.
yes, we're the
Obviously.
camp counselors. And yeah, we just kind of made up this lore that everybody seems to be going with, and now it's like a whole universe that's kind of out of our hands, that the campers and like the listeners start creating like fandoms of the characters we mentioned once.
I love
so
that. That means
it-
that people are invested in you as people
Yeah.
and your characters and like your. I always find it so fun to build community and to have like I call my listeners Vinos, you call yours campers, and
Yeah.
you just become this weird little family where
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you get me. I feel like podcasts are so great for that because nobody's going to tune in if they don't want like 45 minutes of you,
Yeah.
and so it starts to feel like you're all just in it together.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like with short form, it's always like getting as much and as short as possible. And this is the first time that like we can tell a full story and not feel like, oh no, it's gonna.
Yeah, you
go
have to
over
start
the
with a
minute.
hook, like-
yeah,
Right.
It's just be yourself
just
for
kinda
a
have a
fucking
con-
second and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been fun. Yeah, we do We do like fun stories. We do catching up with the week, and then we do a couple different segments every single week, and then people write in for our Monday episodes. So it's just a lot of different segments. There's a lot going on with it 24/7.
Yeah.
What kind of questions did they ask?
Like
Relationship advice?
Yeah.
a lot of wedding questions.
A lot of terrible mother-in-laws, terrible friends. It's that thing where like wedding culture is so crazy right now. Like people want other people to shell out $7,000 for a bachelorette, and then when it's their turn, they're like, "Well, now I have a baby, I can't come." And it's like, "Well, I was just doing yours a year ago," and it's a lot of like hurt feelings. Weddings really bring out
the worst in people,
or like a trying time in a friendship. Like it's either going to make it past this or it's not.
The cracks are seen.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. One of my best friends, she was getting married and it was in Mexico and I was a bridesmaid and I got a call to go on The Bachelor and she was like, "Are you really going to miss my wedding for season 19 of The Bachelor?" And I was like, "Is that really going to ruin our friendship?" And she was like, "I don't know if I could get past you missing my wedding, like to go on The Bachelor." And at the time, The Bachelor was like just picking back up again and like it went through a bit of a lull and it was like, and I was like, that's true. Like season 19, probably nothing will come out of it. I'll probably get sent home night one for being the drunk girl anyways. Like, and I was like really thinking about it. But everything in me was like, no, this is your path you're supposed to do. It's going to lead to bigger things. And a hurricane came and hit where her wedding was supposed to be. And her wedding got canceled and moved to the exact week I had off between The Bachelor and becoming The Bachelorette.
Look at that.
And so everything works out the way it's supposed to.
My God,
even
that's
though
crazy.
I'm so sorry if anybody was affected by that hurricane. And I'm like, and it worked out
Oh yeah,
so
no,
well
that's
for me.
100%. We're like, yeah, a hurricane came through and everything works out.
I'm like, thank you, universe. It was awful.
No, yeah.
But it really just took out where her wedding was going to be.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy. And how did we get there? How did we just get
Weddings?
to this
You were asking,
weddings?
what
So I
questions?
feel like, if that didn't happen and I missed her wedding, I'm literally flying to Vancouver at the end of this month for her birthday. Like, I wonder if we really wouldn't have been friends because weddings really do bring out some,
Yeah, that is a good thought. Yeah, I don't know.
This is why I just don't get married.
Safer that way.
That's-
you know?
Yeah. I just don't have to like see my friends' true colors this way.
It is,
Preserve it.
I get it.
Yeah.
It is stressful, but I think we answered one wedding question once, and then everybody's doing weddings, so
I think it's our audience too. Our audience is
in.
mostly like women, like 25 to
Yeah.
45. So
Yeah.
it's like that's the
But
wedding
why
time.
would you have wedding advice? Just because you're smart?
I don't know.
I think they just
We're
want
not
validation,
married.
and I love
think,
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that's sweet.
or like a gay best friend. who,
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
maybe they don't
everybody
have
wants
one.
a gay best
Yeah.
friend.
And if they're
Yes.
listening to the show, we're instantly on your side.
We'll always, even if
They're like, I slept with the groomsman last night, but I still want to get married. You're like,
Mercury's in retrograde,
Yeah.
babe. Go ahead, Brat Summer. No, I don't condone. Let it be known.
Brat Summer. We were talking about Brat Summer. I don't know what camera I'm even looking into. We were talking about Brat Summer before I didn't know what that was, and now I feel so stupid because I'm so bad at keeping up with pop culture and that kind of thing, and I know that Charlie, what is it? XCX. Like, I know some of her songs, but I didn't know her album was called Brat, and then we're all having a Brat Summer. But
Yeah.
now I'm
Just
down.
in time for Brat Fall.
Like, what does a Brat Fall look like? Like,
Oh God, good question.
obviously
don't know.
pumpkin spice lattes, but like, what it?
Yeah, it would be like putting.
But it would be like
alcohol
putting
No, yeah, it would be-
cocaine
yeah.
in
Yeah. Oh,
your
yeah.
pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bump before
Get
the
it trending.
pumpkin
Get
spice
it-
latte.
Yeah,
Get it
a
trending.
pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my!
Trademark that. Trademark that right now.
It's like a pumpkin spice latte with a little line on the top.
Oh.
And then you just-
And then get to the caffeine. Wow.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
I'm
I think
onto
you just
something.
answered. Yeah, you just answered your own question.
that right there is a Brat girl fall. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna check in on you in October, just to, like
Like,
see that you've got.
Well, what is your relationship advice? Because I feel like you two kind of have got it figured out. It not perfect, of course, but you know what you're doing.
I would say, well, it depends, but communication's key,
Yeah.
and I'm not even great at it, so I feel like that's like bad advice for me to be giving, but that's
that
where
is
the
the key.
root of most issues, at least on my side,
Yeah.
is like communication for sure.
I think you just gotta really like the person you're with. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think some people compromise too much on like difference of personalities and like, well, we should balance each other out. It's like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, if you can't like like only want to like, and not like I only want to hang out with you, but like we're always laughing. We are each other's best friend. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
that's true. Did you guys go to summer camp growing up?
Not an overnight camp, but I went to Camp Crystal Lake, actually, from Friday the 13th. It wasn't the actual one, but Crystal Lake, Illinois. I went to a camp that was there.
Wait, where did you grow up?
So I was born in Pennsylvania, and then I grew up for like the pivotal years for 10 years between like kindergarten to high school was in Illinois.
Oh, okay. And you grew up in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to put pieces together.
Yeah.
I love knowing where people are from and like what sign are you?
We're both Aquarius. Aquarii.
Oh my God, you both are?
Yeah.
Is that a good match?
I don't know.
People
I'm
are
not
always
into
freaking out. People are
astrology.
always like, oh my God, two Aquarius. How are
I
you
know
doing it? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Are you into astrology?
Well, I always say I am, but then I don't know shit about shit. So
Wait, what are you?
Gemini.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that
No, Aquariuses and Geminis are very compatible.
Really?
I know that. I know
love that.
We're
Yeah.
looking for a third.
Oh my
I'm
God.
in. Oh my God, cruises together for life. I love it. That's okay. So, sorry. Back to the summer camp. You did grow up going to summer camps, or no?
Kind of. Yeah, it wasn't like a typical like overnight summer camp, which is like kind of what our fictional camp at on our
How
podcast
did you come up with a
is.
fictional camp?
I went to a summer camp.
Oh.
It was a church summer camp.
Oh my gosh.
I was on a youth hip hop church dance team.
Sick.
I know. No, I grew up really religious, but we went to like a sleepaway camp. I loved it. I think we were really, honestly, it came from like True Beverly Hills, The Parent Trap, that kind of
Oh,
campy
yeah.
nostalgia. We're both like,
Do you guys have a handshake?
do we need a handshake?
We
Oh my God,
need
you
a
don't have a
handshake.
handshake?
No, do you?
But I know the one from The Parent Trap, not to brag.
You
but I
do?
know it. Yeah.
Oh, I should have learned it. We could have done it as a TikTok or something.
That would have been
That would've
fun.
been great.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, you guys need a handshake.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Why didn't we think about that?
Oh my gosh. And then if your campers meet you out in public, they need to know the handshake.
To do it. Wait.
That would, I think our
That's
dream
great.
is to have like a sleepaway like moment with our campers.
You
Like,
have to.
Yeah, like they do those now. Like you can just like rent a campground off season and then have like a whole podcasting event. I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun.
That'd
That'd
so
be
fun.
really fun. I always get scared though at people's like boundaries once they start drinking and like doing I'm scared that they're going to like be a secret troll and kill me in my sleep.
Yeah, and you never know.
It's a
don't
risk
know.
I'm willing to take. High risk,
the
high
pot.
reward.
There you
Yeah,
go.
because you don't get haters. Do you get haters?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
do?
Most of them are like homophobic people.
Oh.
Yeah,
course.
you can't stop that.
Yeah.
I have so many misogynistic women that hate on me just for
Yeah.
being a woman.
But the algorithm feeds you what you engage with. So if
Yeah,
you're
so
so
I'm
homophobic, why are you only getting gay men on your feed? It's like it really is like that's how the internet works.
That's weird.
So
That's
you really must
suspicious.
like it a little bit.
that makes sense
Ooh.
though.
Yeah, that's what.
it's yeah, they're
It's
just
weird.
suppressed.
It,
Maybe.
yeah,
I don't know.
I always wonder too. I'm like, aren't you embarrassed? Like
Yeah.
you're exposing yourself because if you're that mad, it just means like we need to dive into that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, good taste is easy to spot, but hard to pin down. You know when you see it? In today's culture, nothing signifies taste quite like the car that you drive. You want something sophisticated but not stodgy, daring yet classic, and approachable with a hint of lavishness. And that is where Range Rover Evoque comes in. The Evoque is more than just an SUV. It's a statement of style and luxury with its clean lines, high-quality materials, and advanced technology. It truly represents a new dimension of refinement. The exterior is a quietly bold expression of Range Rover DNA, featuring a floating roof, continuous waistline, and a striking three-dimensional grille that gives it a captivating character. Step inside and you'll find a calm, minimalist cabin anchored by a tactile gear shifter. Whether you choose a modern aesthetic or a warmer, authentic appearance, every element is curated to reflect your personal taste. With the Range Rover Evoque, you're not just driving, you're experiencing charisma in motion. Elevate every drive and make a statement. Explore the Range Rover Evoque at LandRoverUSA.com. As we transition into fall, our schedules get busier with back-to-school activities, holiday preparations, making it easy to forget about taking care of ourselves. But one simple yet effective way to prioritize your well-being is to take Nutrafol. I've been using Nutrafol for 3 years, and I talk about it on social media all the time. I really have noticed a difference. My hair definitely feels thicker, definitely feels healthier, and I've seen a significant decrease of shedding. It's not just about the physical results, though. The boost in my, confidence, my self-esteem has been incredible. Some of my my friends have actually noticed too. So Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1 million people with multiple formulas tailored for different needs. Like postpartum and menopause, Nutrafol really understands that every hair growth journey is unique. Their physician-formulated drug-free ingredients target root causes of thinning, including stress and aging, so you can achieve healthier hair from within. Plus, Nutrafol clinically tests their formulations, and in a study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. So get results that you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter promo code VINE. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code VINE. Nutrafol.com, promo code VINE.
I just looked down at my notes and saw that you like to eat coffee beans.
I said this one time.
Well,
I think it's on our website, maybe. I think that's why it keeps getting brought up.
Well, because I like talking about guilty pleasures sometimes. I always try and think about what my guilty pleasure is. Obviously wine, but like I am a Big Brother psychopath. I watch live feeds. And like that's my guilty pleasure is watching live feeds. I'll like wake up with the house guests in the morning and be like, oh, I wonder if they're having coffee yet. Like
that's kind of nice though.
It's creepy as hell.
I guess.
I'm just watching them like I'm like, oh, I wonder if that person hasn't gone to the bathroom in a minute. Like, are they constipated? Like, I'm worried about them. I get invested.
Okay, that's very invested.
So just if that makes you feel better, your eating
does.
coffee beans seems very chill compared to me.
Yeah. Have you ever consumed like a roasted coffee? I don't snack on them by the
covered,
fistful.
yes.
Okay, fine.
But I
Just
don't
take the
eat the.
chocolate off.
I just suck the chocolate off and then I don't eat the bean. You
Why don't
actually
you just
eat
get
the beans
chocolate?
because then it doesn't have the coffee flavor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Valid point. No, I like a little, like when I get an espresso martini and it comes with those 3 silly little beans.
Of course, the garnish.
I'll have
You
a
eat
little
the
snack
garnish.
at the end. Yeah. If people aren't looking. If people are looking, I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
You'll just talk
Unless
about
it's
it
my
after.
3rd espresso martini, then I'm going to do it. Yeah.
You're all
and
hopped up on caffeine.
I like the crunch. I like the flavor. It's hot in here. I'm getting pressure over here. No, I like it. It's a texture thing.
Hey, fair enough. And then your guilty pleasure is talking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Yes.
I think we moved away from that too much. I think we all need to be honest with ourselves and just get into it.
What is your biggest like what do you like to talk shit about?
So I'm friends with everyone I still grew up with, like 15 years later. Like I'm so close with all those people. And if one person we haven't spoken to in 10 years has a life update, the entire group chat is on fire, dissecting every moment. This summer I was home and there was a really big like breakup from someone that we knew from a long time ago. And we sat down over martinis and we just really went into it for hours, dissecting every possible what could have happened here.
Yeah.
And Jonathan is so aware of these people that he's never met before because
I know everything about them.
I find them more interesting than celebrities. I don't care. I think who I like worked with at Old Navy in 2014, like why she's getting divorced. That is my like lifeline.
That's your big brother.
That's my big brother. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
I wish I still had like a core group of girlfriends from high school that I could talk to. I have one, but we like don't talk to anybody. But I feel like that would be really fascinating.
Oh my God, they would die to talk to you. Are you kidding me? You're like you are the talk of the town, I'm sure. The one that got away.
The one that got out of Leduc, Alberta. That's
Leduc? I like that.
Yeah, it's a very small town outside of Edmonton, and I always called that LA, Leduc, Alberta.
Okay.
Oh, I love. Yeah, I'm from
Is that
LA.
the right way?
No.
Nope. There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Leduc, Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah. I was part of LA Dance Academy,
Okay.
Love.
and I got out. Have you ever seen Old School, the movie Old School?
A long time ago, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
There's this guy that comes in and he's the dean, and these guys are like in a frat, and they're like, hey, didn't we lock you in a dumpster once? And he was like, yeah, I got out. That's me with Leduc. That was really bad.
Not the dumpster.
Yeah, I got out.
Everyone listening from Leduc right now, like, hey, it's really nice.
It's not nice. They know it's not nice. It is.
Get out.
It's my sister's still there. She's probably like, fuck you, Kaitlyn. Like, she's raising a
isn't your
family
whole
there.
family still there?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. No, I love Leduc. I actually love it. Going back is so nostalgic for me. It's such a simple place. I love that I grew up there. I feel like it's a special little dump. Okay, let's talk about idols. Whose idol is Lana Del Rey?
I think mine for
Yours?
sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think mine for
Because
sure.
I think we both like
Oh,
her.
okay.
Yeah,
but
but yours is.
But she comes on tour and I'm on like the waiting list to get tickets immediately. So
I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And then you like Dolly Parton.
I love Dolly.
I love Dolly
I
so much.
love Dolly. I have a Dolly tattoo.
You do?
I don't have muscles, so don't look. Don't zoom in on that. But yeah, it's Dolly Parton in a.
Wait, that's
in
a great
rear view.
tattoo.
I know.
Really well done.
Yeah, the artist is so talented.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got it done like 3 years ago.
Oh, you
Wow.
are really, Dolly's your church. You have her tattooed on you.
Yeah, we went to Dollywood.
We skipped
You
Easter
did.
with our families one year and drove to Dollywood instead.
Yeah.
Wait,
Obsessed.
have you been?
No, and I should.
You need to
really
go.
cool.
I found her house I was on a boat and somebody knew where she lived. And so we boated by her house and it's on the water and it has like massive blow up palm trees in the backyard. And like, it's so cute and
Love
tacky, but
it.
in like the best way.
Yeah, and like
Oh
such
my
a Dolly
God.
Parton.
Yeah, yeah. I love Dolly. So
Cost
that
a
I
lot.
really do need to go to
that cheap.
Dollywood.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
great.
worth it?
I would
Yeah.
say so. We went
Really?
during COVID, so I was he was so fine with like getting on rides, and I was like, I'm not. There's too many people here. I
Yeah.
just need to like walk around and do. Yeah, why did we do it?
It's a really built up amusement park, and that whole area is like a very like, I don't know, it's kind of like Vegas, but a little bit more trashy, but it's like there's so many restaurants and it's just overstimulating in a crazy way.
Yeah.
And it's such a trip. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'll go back for
the
a long
area
time.
felt like.
But the
like,
Smoky Mountains are
yeah.
beautiful.
The Smoky Mountains are beautiful.
Beautiful.
But I feel like that lines up. Like people who like cruises would like Dollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so
And
hand
the
in hand.
parking, like, you know how like they'll have like at Disney, it'll be like, oh, you're in like Pluto parking or
Yeah,
Mickey
yeah.
parking. We parked in Dolly's earrings. Like they have like
Isn't
her
that
whole
cute?
closet is the parking lot.
Wow. I guess I've never really thought about, like, obviously I know she's an absolute icon, legend, incredible,
Yeah.
but I didn't really think, like, nobody's really done a Dollywood. Like, no
No.
celebrity's
And
really
it's-
done
It's
that.
like kept up. Yeah, and
gotta
it's
do
also
it.
in
Taylor
her
Swift should do it.
hometown. So it's like in Pigeon Forge. Well, it's like one town over from where she went to high school. So she's just
Oh,
like
that's
really
crazy.
built up the economy in the area because there really isn't a whole lot
Well,
around.
she's big on giving back too, isn't she?
Huge.
I just donated to her. I do a book club, and so every book club Zoom, you have to pay to get in, but all of the money will go to a charity that like aligns with whatever book we're reading. But we couldn't really think of any charity that aligned with the book we just read, so we're like, Dolly,
yeah, the
Yeah.
Imagination.
Imagination.
The library.
organization.
We are clearly not spokespeople. I thought you were going to finish the sentence, and I was hoping you would.
I was like, that one, Dolly.
No,
Organization.
I love Dolly. I just think she's just so wholesome in that, like, if an alien ever came to Earth and wanted to meet one person, I feel like Dolly would be a bad representation of everybody, but the best representation that I would hope for.
Ah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good way to.
I think she's a very sweet, kind person.
Is that what you'd say to her if you ever met her?
See, I don't get starstruck easily. I really don't.
Even if Dolly walked in right now?
But if Dolly, I feel
Okay.
like I would probably cry.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. I probably would. I probably wouldn't know what to do and just like start crying.
That would just be me with Taylor Swift. It's so funny. I've always liked Taylor Swift, like never a Swiftie until recently, but I've always liked her. I met her one time, like before she, oh no, she was still Taylor Swift, but like
Before
she's
the
like,
Eras tour, yeah.
she's like royalty now. Before the Eras tour, yeah. B-E-T. Oh my God, that took me way too long. But I feel like I would cry if I met her because I feel like I have so many of the same beliefs as her. I feel like she is what I would like strive to be in an interview. Like everything that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, you are brilliant and a feminist and I love you.
Yeah.
I just love her.
She's very media trained. I like Taylor Swift, yeah.
You're not a Swiftie though.
No, I wouldn't say I'm a Swiftie. I would say I'm a Taylor Swift fan, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, look at her career.
Yeah. She had like the re-up came. We actually were at the VMAs when she announced Midnights a couple years ago. And that was 2022.
Really?
And it was interesting because there wasn't a lot of fanfare for it when we were there.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like her rise to like where she's at now was like so sudden and so fast. I feel like she didn't have that fandom before, and then
Obviously,
now,
she had like a fandom.
yeah,
but,
of course,
Right.
But people weren't super gagged that Taylor Swift was at the VMAs that year.
What happened? How did we get Taylor obsessed? What happened? Like,
She just started putting out a lot of good music really, really quickly.
yeah.
That's what she was doing. She was pumping them out.
Because she kind of disappeared for a hot minute. And I think she was just probably writing and writing and writing. I
Yeah.
wish I could do that. That's like in another lifetime, I have a few things I'll come back with. hair. I'll come back with hair, not fucking sprouts. I will have the ability to write lyrics like Taylor Swift, and just those two. If I could do those two, I'd be great.
That's valid. That's
Yeah,
great.
and like maybe cure cancer. That would.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good
that's
too.
a
Like,
solid
And
one to add
those
too,
those
for
three
sure.
is how I'd want to come back in another lifetime. And then my last question is, I have a fear of raccoons, and you got attacked by one. And that I was just in Costa Rica filming something, and during a serious moment, a raccoon came up, and there was snacks everywhere, and I had to leave.
did he get the snacks?
No, we all freaked out, and then he turned the other way.
He's like, my God, I
He's like,
thought that it was an open table for everybody.
Yeah,
My God.
Oh no, a raccoon in the wild looking for food? Like, sorry.
It's like, you guys all have snacks in your hand. I just want my Chips Ahoy. The hell?
God, just wanted one half of the Twix. But what happened?
Yeah, this was rather recently. We were staying at an Airbnb, and I was taking out the trash. And when we had got there, the outside trash can against the fence had a rock on it. I thought because of the wind.
Yeah.
But there was still a rock on top of it. It had just moved to like the back of the
Okay.
trash. It was like a hinge lid. So I open it, broad daylight. And
A raccoon was in it?
a raccoon
No.
was standing up.
No.
He had literally, I swear he had a gold tooth and he was wearing a fedora. I swear.
And a chain.
And he hissed at me
Oh my.
and grabbed my shirt.
No!
Yeah, because I was leaning forward. I was like fully prepared to open, dump the trash in there, and like walk away. That's what you do, right? So I open it, I start leaning forward, and he hisses at me, and I think I scared him. He scared me. I screamed, he hissed, and he literally grabbed my shirt
No.
with his
And
grubby
did
little
what?
fingers. And he started cursing me out. No, I don't. Well, then I don't know. I
Did
just
he rip it off of you?
No. I slammed it shut because I was like, that could have been bad. I could have got bit. I
Do you have
didn't.
your rabies shot?
Yeah.
Is your rabies up to date?
Should I?
You should check. You should check.
He didn't
No.
touch me physically. He just grabbed my shirt
God.
and he started yelling at me. And then we quickly realized that he probably was stuck in there, and he was. And it was hot. It was 90 degrees that day
Aw.
outside, so it was
Now I feel
probably
sad for it.
even hotter in there. So as much as he pissed me off,
You
I was
saved him?
like, yeah, I saved
It
him.
turned into a rescue mission.
It's
really
what Dolly
quickly.
would have done.
Ah, she
It did. It took a
would've-
long time. I was so scared because I thought he was already pissed, and I heard him hiss, and I saw his teeth. It was scary. So I was like, if I knock it over, he's gonna charge at me, and I don't
So
know,
what did you
rip my
do?
hair out. I knocked it over. Well, it took a long time for us to get there. I knocked it over. It got pinned against
Oh my
another
God.
trash
Two
can.
gays with a giant broom trying to push
I'm
it over,
just
screaming.
No, okay, two
The
gays, yes,
gayest
but
thing
you
I've
were.
ever seen.
He
in
was
my
on the
life.
deck. He was filming this from the deck. I was at the front line.
I could not end that horrible week, the week before that, with a raccoon bite. I said, I draw the line here. Okay, push it over, let him run.
Oh
and,
my God.
And he filmed it, and you can see the poor thing. He like rolled out of there, like tumbled out, and he was so confused and like
Oh my God.
sweaty. I don't know if raccoons sweat, but
Yeah, he was sweaty.
He did
He was
not
sweating
run
in
very
there.
fast.
Oh no.
I think he used the last of his energy to like
I
grip.
know.
Now I'm thinking he's
He's
probably
gonna be
gripping
fine.
my shirt for like to help. He's like, help me! I'm speaking in
here.
raccoonish.
Oh, but you did.
And I
You-
did.
Yeah.
I
I
did,
wonder if
yeah.
he's grateful.
He better be.
I also assume all raccoons are men.
Yeah, it could have been.
We were just
See,
talking about this because he goes, when you eat fish, do you think it's a girl or a boy fish? And I
When
said,
you're
I've
eating meat,
never
'cause I don't
thought
eat
that in my
meat.
life, Jonathan.
But when
Oh
I
my
eat
God.
fish, I'm like, was this girl fish? Was this boy fish? Red
I
fish, blue
can't
fish?
do that because I have to separate. I didn't eat meat for 5 years. Okay, wait, I take it back. People get so mad and I don't call fish meat. I only ate fish for 5 years.
I'm a pescatarian for almost 20 years. So
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was pescatarian and I went back to eating meat and people think I'm a monster, but I have to separate it. Like that just made me want to go back to being pescatarian thinking if it's a
Yeah.
boy or girl.
I think about it a lot. Well, I guess if cows are girls, right?
What about brown recluse spiders? Are they girls or boys?
Death to them all.
Death
That
to
was
them all.
so bad. That
Okay,
was
so you had
awful.
one in your place too.
We had one in our back. It was our first week of moving to New York two summers ago, and we were cleaning out the backyard, and it was Jonathan that got bit by one.
You got bit by a flesh-eating spider?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did it eat you?
It
Yes.
was so bad. It was, and I should have gone to the hospital.
And
it
he
was
didn't.
the week we did episode 1 of our podcast, because I was looking at it this morning because we're doing our 100th. And
Yeah.
you can, I have a scar on my leg, but I was wearing like short shorts in the first episode, and you can see it starting to get like even worse. I try to keep it to myself because I'm the type of person who I'm like, no, I'm so fine. Like, I don't need to go to the
There was
hospital and
just so
take up
much
a bed that
transition.
someone else needs.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
It was like week 1 of us living here. So he's like, I'm fine. It's like, what's fine? But I'm a sweaty person. He is not a sweaty person. We went 2 blocks up to the grocery store to get groceries. And I look at him, I'm like, why are you pouring sweat? I've never seen sweat like this. He's white. His thigh is black. It's turning into like a black circle around it.
Yeah, it turned like the size of a baseball, and then like the area around it was like, it looked like a softball.
And you just
I
kept
just let it go. I
What?
set.
That's my man.
That's not what Dolly would do.
No, it's not. I could feel my heartbeat in it, not to be gross. But it was
Oh
like,
my
it was
gosh.
bad.
Were you bit by one?
No, I just saw, I was making coffee and I just like looked to my right and there was just a massive brown recluse spider in my brand new house. And I was like, burn it. Burn the house
Burn the
down.
house
Burn the
Yeah.
house.
See,
Burn
but
it down.
Tennessee, was that where it was? So I feel like it makes sense there. In New York, not really. Like,
That's
I wouldn't
true.
think to find
they're
one in a
everywhere.
backyard in Brooklyn.
There's a lot of those in Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, not so much. But that's, yeah. I can't believe it actually bit you.
It did on my leg when we were doing yard work. It was.
I'm
I
really
felt
glad
it
you're
too,
still
and I was
here.
like, oh my, me too. Thank you.
You are like, oh, I'm fine. I don't need to go. The other day, listen to this. So I got an IV and I was like, I'll just, get some hydration, some vitamins back in the system after being in Costa Rica for so long. And this guy puts the needle in, and sorry for anyone who has a needle phobia, it popped out and he used the same needle to go back in.
Are you not supposed?
You're not
Don't
supposed
do
to
that.
And then I'm sitting there and I hear gurgling noises. Like, I can't do it. I was going to try and do it. But, and I look and it's just like a little bit of liquid popping in, but mostly air. And it just kept being air. And then I looked at the guy and he's like on his phone. And I go, this doesn't feel right. Like, there's just air going in there. And he was like, oh. And then he came and put a compressor on the bag. And it was like more air and then liquid. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm having a heart attack. And I start coughing. And I can't get one breath without coughing. And I'm trying to talk to him. And I was like, something isn't right. And he goes, I think you should just lay down. And I'm like, great, this guy's trying to kill me. I'm going to be on a Netflix documentary. So I text my girlfriend. I said, I need you to come over. Actually, I said, I said, text me in 10 minutes. If I don't answer, like, send help. She goes, I'm coming over right now. So he wouldn't take my IV out. I'm choking. I'm like, actually, I think I'm going to have a panic attack or throw up. And he was like, just lay down. And literally he was like, I'll take your blood pressure and see where, and he brings a stethoscope over to my back. He goes, take a deep breath. I go, I can't. Like, if I took any more than a shallow breath, I was coughing. So my girlfriend finally gets there and she's like, take the IV out. And she used to be a nurse. And he takes it out. And I'm like panicking. I go to the bathroom thinking I'm going to throw up. Then I start seeing stars. I come back. I'm still choking, coughing. My chest feels so tight. And we finally get him to leave the house because he was just creeping me out. And I call my other friend who has an IV business. And he goes, Kaitlyn, that is like nurse IV 101. You don't let air get into the bag. Like they call it like,
kill you.
yeah. He goes, they call it burping the bag. He goes, that can be fatal.
Yeah.
He goes, I just want to tell you right now, you're really lucky that you don't have a heart condition and that you're really healthy. And he goes, and if anything is not getting better, it's just getting worse. Like, you need to go to the hospital. And so then I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm really panicking. But I was getting better. And so I went to bed that night totally fine. Woke up the next day. I went to lay on the couch to watch a movie and started having like serious chest pains. And I had to go to the ER. I was in the ER the other night for 7.5 hours doing CT scans, EKGs, blood work, like all this stuff from a IV.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Wait, how long ago was this? Was this like a week ago?
Yes, like 5 days ago.
That's a lawsuit. That's crazy. Because that's
crazy.
air in an IV. That's like an embolism or something? That's like a heart attack. You're out.
It's a whip
It
ball.
felt like I was having a heart attack.
That's
I honestly
scary.
think he was trying to shut my body down. Like, he did. He probably knew what was happening and was like, I think you should just lay down.
Okay, so he was like one of those IVs, like after you drink or whatever,
Yeah.
they come to your house.
Yeah.
So was it just you?
Yes, it was just me
Oh.
and him. And I had asked for a female nurse because this guy had made me uncomfortable before. I had him.
Oh,
once
you had him before.
And I asked for a female.
He's
and
got to
he showed up
go.
at the
He's
door.
He's got to go. Write an email.
You got to write
Oh,
an email.
I've been on emails and phone calls with the medical director of the place. Yeah, I'm like, because when I get that hospital bill, I'm gonna be like, brrr.
Yeah, send it that way.
That's on you. Anyways, so LOL, that was fun. But
Well, I'm glad
I just
you're
like
here.
went up to your brown recluse story. I'm like, yeah, we'll get a load of this.
That's awful. though.
Crazy.
That's
That
awful.
is awful.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Let's face it, sometimes multitasking can be overwhelming when you're trying to enjoy a quiet morning with your coffee and then your phone starts ringing and the dog is barking and the mailman's there, all while you're scrambling to find your keys. But then again, sometimes multitasking is easy, like getting a quote with Progressive Insurance. They handle all the hard work of comparing rates so you find a great rate that works for you, even if it's not with them. Just give their nifty comparison tool a try and you might discover that getting the rate and coverage that you deserve is simpler than you think. Just visit Progressive's website and you can get a quote that includes all of the coverages you want, like comprehensive and collision coverage or personal injury protection. And then you're going to see Progressive's direct rate and their tool will line up all options from other companies, making it really easy to choose the rate and coverages that suit you best. So why wait? Start comparing auto rates today. Quote at progressive.com and join over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
I said the last question was about the raccoon, but just one more. You're going on a stand-up tour.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more. What are the have you done a tour before? Are you?
Yeah, I did a short tour this summer. I did like 3 shows in New York and 2 in Boston. And
Do you wear a wig?
Yeah, I do
Amazing.
characters in it too, and I do a full stand-up thing. Yeah, so I'm going to go on tour in November and December of this year.
Cool.
So,
Where can people look up how to come?
Nothing is fully announced yet, but if you just keep an eye on my Instagram, Zachariah Porter, I'm going to have tour dates probably at the beginning of September, but it's going to be the whole country this time. And Jonathan's going to come with me.
Oh, you
so
are?
it's going to
Okay,
be very
good.
fun.
Oh my gosh, are you going to make a little appearance on stage?
I just might.
Yes, he is. So yeah,
Fun.
it's really cool. It's kind of like the start of like not our podcast touring, but us touring together. Next level of comedy together. But
He's funny. He's really good.
Oh,
Not to blow up
good.
your spot, but
Thank
there is
you.
a reason you're doing it. So
thank
That's.
you.
I feel like you're you know how to put it on. Like you're a performer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like
Yes.
undercover funny, and when you're funny, you're funny, and
no,
you're kind of like just always casually funny.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I
I
guess,
think
yeah.
that's exactly what it is. I think you're just at a standstill, your level is just you're so
I'm at a
quick and
standstill.
funny.
That's what I like to hear.
No, you know what I mean. You're crazy.
Yeah, you're not like here. You're just kind of here all the
Yeah,
time.
I'm just.
You're always funny,
Right.
and when I'm funny, it's like, oh, I'm turning it on to be funny.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we're saying.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I'm
what we're
kidding, I'm
saying.
kidding.
Look at you. You're in the middle for a reason, baby.
That's why we had to turn the camera off, is because you just kept
It was
looking at
literally just
yourself.
on
It was just all you.
my big head.
Okay, before I let you go, last but not least, I do this every podcast. It's confession time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to tell an embarrassing story. Wait, I actually have one written down. I always write mine down because it doesn't happen very often. Oh, I have a good one. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't happen often, Bucky.
Well, I've just run out of material because I'm at this
course.
point
You
I've
tell
told
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, I'll start with mine and get it out of the way, just to warm you guys up. So I was on a plane the other day, and I hate. Whoa, you felt that?
I did. That hate was coming out. We all
scary.
felt that.
That's scary. I hate when people don't have headphones in and they're either like on speakerphone with somebody or they're listening to something or watching something. I'm like, so what I did was I wrote in my notes app, I said, please put your headphones in, whoever this is. There's other people on the plane. Like I was like in a mood. Screenshot. So put on whoever's airdrop was on. I just sent it out to all just in case. Yeah, well, guess what I found out?
What?
My seat number was at the top of my screen from the app being open. So it said 2C.
That's hysterical that you got called. That's so funny.
There's 3 people it went out to, and it had my seat number right at the
Wait,
top.
That's
You
funny.
got.
You got. It could
Nobody
have
said
been so
anything,
much
though,
worse,
but-
but that hey,
But let me
I'm
tell you,
embarrassed for
the
you.
sound went off.
period.
That's good.
Then that's what
Yeah.
you had to do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
found out who it was.
You said
real
it with
quick.
your chest.
Well, that should have been on in the
I
first
should have
place.
just said it nicely, but I was like, they'll never know who it is. It's like 2C at the top.
That's so funny.
So embarrassing. Okay, now you go.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, the story that always comes to my mind. I have IBS. I'm a bad stomach girly.
Yeah.
And one time I was at the club years ago, and I had to go to the bathroom, and that's never ideal. Like, I'm not trying to shit at the club.
Yeah, no thanks.
But I had to.
Yeah, gotta
And
do it, gotta do
I
it.
went in there, and people are drunk, and it was an empty bathroom, and all of a sudden these 4 really macho men come in there, and they go, who's shitting at the club? And they're hitting the side of the stall with their fists. And the most vulnerable I have ever been in my entire life. And I always think to myself, I was like, I didn't want to be here. I made a bad choice. I should not have had a quesadilla before coming out. And eventually I was like, if I just stay in here, they'll leave. And they did. They left me.
I was going to say, how did it end?
Oh my God, it was like hazing. Imagine the whole stall is shaking. Who's shitting at the club? And they're hitting it because they're just drunk guys.
You're like,
and
I don't
in
want
there.
to be in here. Like,
Yeah, you're like, you think I am, like, this is a choice?
You think I'm enjoying this? This
I
is an
picture-
emergency.
You're like gripping the walls. You're like, stop it.
And that's one of my most embarrassing moments. Because,
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't have to face them, though, because
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
I had to
didn't.
face a woman in the airport, and I'm pretty sure she knew who I was. She, like, smiled really big when I came out of the stall at me, and then she went in and immediately came out after. I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
You're like, no, that
no.
wasn't me. There was
was
someone in
not.
there before.
Yeah.
You're like, that was bad, wasn't it? Definitely a person before me. Absolutely not me.
I just washed my hands and got the hell out of there.
At least you washed your hands.
Yeah, I had to. I didn't want to, but I had to.
Wash your hands of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so my story. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it brief. I went to film school.
Yeah.
And I was on a film set doing like production work. And one of the girls from Orange is the New Black was
Yeah.
there. Okay, I'm just trying to not say. So I'm sitting in like an office chair, like a swivel chair, right?
Yeah.
And we're like taking a break from filming. So she comes over, and it was my second day on set and my first time like being in the room with her. And she was working on the production side of things too. Don't know if I should say that, but she goes to, she leans in, and I'm like, oh my God, love this environment. I give her a big old hug. Realize she's reaching around me for a stack of papers
Oh, I hate it.
that are on the shelf behind me.
hate it.
So that's one of the things that like when I can't fall asleep at night that I think of.
That you shudder?
Yeah.
Oh.
I haven't
girl.
seen the movie either that ended up coming out. I was like, I can't watch that. It just has like an awful stain on it for me.
Oh, that's a bad one. I mean, that's one of the worst. The embarrassment, like sometimes I embarrass. I don't get embarrassed easily, but sometimes I'm the most embarrassed when it's just me. Like if I trip and fall, like by myself, I'm like, I'm embarrassed, like in front of myself. I don't know why.
That's silly. That's so funny.
It's silly.
It's like anything can happen publicly, but no, it's when you're home alone.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's my own shit.
That's funny.
Yeah. But that is, I hate that when like somebody waves and then you wave, but it's the person behind
Yeah,
you. Like
that is
we've
the
all
worst.
had that, but that's 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I feel vulnerable.
Well, let's switch it up and tell everybody where they can find your podcast and you guys on Instagram. So
Our podcast is called Camp Counselors Podcast. You can find it anywhere on YouTube, anywhere that podcasts are found. And then I'm Zachariah Porter on all Instagram and socials.
And I'm Jonathan Carson at Hello, My Name's John on most social media, but just Jonathan Carson.
Jonathan Carson.
Yeah.
Those are two strong names too.
Thank you. A lot of
Thank
syllables.
Yeah, a
'Cause
lot of
technically,
syllables.
The full podcast title is Camp Counselors with Zachariah Porter and Jonathan Carson.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot to
Gave
fit on a
people
bumper
love
sticker.
a full name.
Yeah.
We love it. Keep it full.
Yeah, what would you do if somebody called you Zach?
That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's always Zachariah.
Okay. I like Zachariah. It's
Thank
good.
you.
It's good. Thank you guys so much for coming on the pod today. That was
Thanks
so
for
fun.
having
You're
us.
so fun.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next